The First Berserker Khazan is an upcoming hardcore action RPG that brings the most memorable characters from the Dungeon Fighter Online universe to mainstream consoles and Steam. Created by Neopol, a South Korean subsidiary of Nexon, it has taken the multiplayer beat-em-up formula and replaced it with incredibly stylistic yet punishing gameplay reminiscent of the Souls-like genre. Combine that with stunning visuals straight out of a graphic novel, and you have the recipe for a strong 2025 Game of the Year contender. On October 10th, a time-limited demo was released on PlayStation 5 and Steam. The devs provided approximately 4 to 6 hours of gameplay that included several cinematics, a full tutorial, 3 major areas, each with their own boss, spanning across snow-covered mountains and an ancient temple. My first playthrough of the demo took about 5 hours, largely due to the effectiveness of farming and the difficulty of the bosses. My second playthrough took me about 2.5 hours, which included me collecting all items, watching all cutscenes, and defeating all of the bosses. The full launch will likely range from 25 to 35 hours in length, which is considerable considering its mission-based format. From a lore perspective, the game tells the story of the infamous Khazan and his fall from the Empire's grace. After being named the greatest general of the Pell Los Empire for slaying the Berserk dragon Hismar, the Emperor claimed that Khazan and his most trusted comrade, Ozma, were traitors, and sentenced them to death. To throw salt on the wounds, quite literally, he ordered that Khazan's tendons be severed so that he may never wield a weapon again prior to his shameful banishment and death. However, a spirit known as the Blade Phantom, sensing the hatred boiling within the disgraced general, seized the opportunity to possess a new vessel. In a strange twist of fate, this attempt resulted in Khazan's freedom and subsequent quest for revenge. Without giving too much away, the story largely revolves around the fragile alliance between man and spirit and their competing desires. From a gameplay perspective, the combat's incredible. From the tight, responsive controls to the simple yet intuitive block and evasion mechanics, each encounter Khazan takes on can turn into an epic battle of clashing steel and red mist. Similar to most Souls-likes, players must manage a stamina meter that balances offensive and defensive capabilities. However, much like Lies of P, Sekiro, and even Stellar Blade, perfectly timed blocks, dodges, and parries can ultimately result in the enemy getting staggered to take massive amounts of bonus damage. Enemies can vary from standard soldiers to hulking brutes and monsters, each of which subtly teach you how to deal with the impending threats of the area, as well as the level's main boss. The levels are relatively straightforward to navigate, but they do offer rewards for those who enjoy exploration. Any completed levels can be replayed once the hub world, known as the Crevice, has been unlocked, which allows for unlimited farming for unique sets of armor, rare consumables, and higher quality weapons. This brings us to the boss battles. Each and every boss of the demo offers a unique challenge and pushes the player to the limits, forcing you to rely on mastery of the perfect guard and dodge mechanics rather than tanking blows and shrugging off damage. Despite the complexity of the boss's movesets, the intuitive design allows observant players to quickly adapt and pull off stylish moves to stay on the offensive. Loot drops from bosses have unique set bonuses and can be farmed by replaying the level to acquire the full set. In general, loot drops are quite generous, and increasingly improved quality drops constantly force you to reevaluate and equip better weapons and armor. However, due to the fact that the upgrade or smithing system wasn't present in the demo, it's likely that players will either be able to upgrade existing equipment to higher qualities, or they may have the chance to re-roll the randomly assigned stat bonuses that certain pieces contain. Farming is largely rewarding, and despite the fact that there aren't any cooperative or multiplayer features in the First Berserker Khazan, there's still an interesting NPC mechanic that can help with boss battles, but it can only be triggered via the use of a special item. 2 types of specters exist in the mortal realm, some that are hostile and some that are friendly. In order to summon a friendly spirit, players must defeat hostile spirits in one-on-one combat. Once the evil specter falls, they are guaranteed to drop an item that allows players to interact with golden spirits that can aid them in battle. Although there isn't a difficulty option, this built-in mechanic, which is perfectly synergized, accomplishes the same task. During my time with the demo, I never experienced any performance issues other than my own. The First Berserker Khazan played surprisingly smoothly, and the heavy reliance on the responsive controls was never jeopardized. After an exciting week with the demo, I'm eagerly awaiting the first quarter of 2025 so that I can get my hands on this amazing title. Considering the incredibly polished demo, I can only imagine the full game is going to be a masterful work and a welcome addition to the genre. Only time will tell how the masses will receive it, but rest assured, I'll be featuring a challenger on this channel and lore and theories on my main channel when the time comes. Previews like this one are lots of fun to make, and will begin being featured on the channel much more frequently. I'll leave you with footage hinting towards the nature of my epic challenge run for the First Berserker Khazan once it launches. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. It lets me know you want more content just like this. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day and remind you that you are the best part of my channel. Click on these videos on screen to continue your journey through the world of Arad, and I'll be there to guide you when you arrive. Check out my Ko-fi for exclusive perks like shoutouts, early access to videos, and more. And until next time, it's the Inhuman one signing out. Join the Inhuman community today.